Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to Maths Bridge course. So we are discussing what the topic of what functions, domain and range. So till now we have understood what is a function. Okay, so these are the topics that we have to discuss under this domain, that is under the topic of functions. The basics we have already discussed, that is what is a function, how function is a set of ordered pair, vertical line test, what is domain and range, all these things, algebra of functions, different types of functions and their graphs, and problems on functions. So when it comes to this, yesterday we discussed that, okay, when it comes to what is a function, we discussed that if you take function as some machine, okay, the machine will take some input and it will give some output. That input we called it as what? Domain. The output we get, that is called, what is called? Range. Okay, so depending on the function we have to give the input. Okay, we cannot give random inputs because I told you, I gave the example of sugarcane machine. If you give sugarcane, you will get sugarcane juice, but if you give another fruit, something else, you will not get that juice. Okay, because that function will be, or the machine will be operational only for the sugarcane. So based on that only we can give sugarcane. So here when it comes to function, they follow certain rules. So based on that rule we can give certain inputs, and based on that we can get all the possible outputs. That is all the possible outputs based on the input. That input is called as what? Range, and sorry, input is called as what? Domain, and the output we call it as range. Clear? All these things we discussed in the yesterday's class, and I also told you about vertical line test, and we saw about what is a pre-image, what is an image, all these things. Now in today's class we will learn we will learn about what? We will learn about how to find the domain of various functions. How to find domain of various functions we will be learning in today's class. Just a minute. So in today's class we will be learning about how to find domain. Domain means what? The input. How to give the input for different functions. So that we will be learning in today's class. Okay, for various types of function. See, in the tomorrow's class or day after tomorrow's class, I will be discussing about various types of function. Some special functions like modulus function, greatest integer function, fractional functions. But in today's class, for those functions also we will be finding the domain. Okay, I will just be telling some basics. But when we do in the day after tomorrow's class, you will have more clarity about those functions, that is modulus function, greatest integer function, and also what is that? Fractional functions. Clear? Now how to find the domain? Domain means what? You should know it is input. Okay, based on the function we should know what kind of domain we can have. Okay, all right. Now see here. So domain we are talking about. So see here, if you talk about the domain, if the functions are given like this, if you are having the functions like this, see here, 1 by f of x. Okay, domain is set of all real numbers in such a way that this f of x should be what? This f of x, 1 by f of x, okay, should be what? Should not be equal to 0. Should not be equal to 0. That means this x is having all the values except this x should not be equal to 0. That is the meaning of it. Okay, that is the meaning of it. That is the meaning of it. This f of x should not be equal to 0. This f of x should not be equal to 0. Root f of x means this f of x should be greater than or equal to 0. See, this means what? It is set of all real numbers except that value, except slash means r minus, this is telling r minus x is equal to 0, r minus x is equal to 0, or f of x is equal to 0, it is telling. Except, that means what? X should not be equal to 0, f of x should not be equal to 0, except that set of all real numbers you can take it as a domain. So see here, we talk about 1 by root f of x. 1 by root f of x, see this here I will tell you again, see this f of x should not be equal to 0, that is all, simple, very in basic terms. Here the denominator should not be equal to 0, like how we write rational numbers, p by q, where q should not be equal to 0, same way this denominator should not be equal to 0. What about the square root of f of x? Square root of any number, it should be greater than or equal to 0, it should be greater than or equal to 0, it should be positive, that means you can say it should be non-negative, it should be non-negative. Non-negative means what? It includes 0 also. Non-negative means it can be equal to 0 or it can be greater than 0. So we will write it as what? We will write it as greater than or equal to 0. Then if you are having 1 by square root of f of x, 1 by square root of f of x, that means what? This f of x, this term f of x should be a what? Should be a positive value. So this f of x should be positive value. Here we don't say that f of x is equal to 0. Here square root of f of x, that means what? In the numerator we can say greater than or also equal to 0. But here since it is in the denominator, like how we saw in the first, what is this? In the first question, see 1 by f of x, how we saw this f of x should not be equal to 0. Similarly, 1 by square root of f of x, this f of x should not be equal to 0, but it should be positive. That means it should be greater than 0. When we talk about log f of x to the base g of x, that means what? This f of x should be a positive value, and also this g of x should also be a positive value. Okay, this g of x should also be a positive value, and also while I discuss about this, I'll tell you. See, suppose we are having, okay, log x to the base a, log x to the base a, this x value should be positive, and a value should also be positive, a value should also be positive, they say. Okay, that's all they are telling. Okay, now with examples you will understand. See here, log f of x, g of x is given as what? I am talking about the logarithmic function domain. G of x is given as what? Log f of x to the base a. They are telling f of x should be greater than 0 and a should also be greater than 0. This base a should also be greater than 0. One more important thing, this base a should not be equal to 1. This base a, log of base 1 is not there, does not exist. Use this base a should not be equal to 1. So suppose we are having y is equal to if you are having log x square to the base 2, this is totally fine. This base should not be equal to what? Should not be, first of all, this base should be greater than 0, yes it is greater than 0 too, and this base a should not be equal to 1, yes it is not equal to 1. So this is satisfying our condition, So you will understand this, all the three conditions should be satisfied here, not separately, all the three conditions you should take it in combination, then only you can find the domain of what? Logarithmic function. Now let us see the questions. Through questions or through examples you will understand better. How to find the domain of a function. Okay, how to find the domain of a function? Let us understand through examples. So here you have numerous examples here. They have given that f be a function ranging from set a to b. Okay, it's a function where f of x is given as what? X plus 1 by x plus 3 by x minus 1. Find the domain of the function. Okay, here they are asking find the domain of the function. So see here denominator is there. What is this denominator? This is x plus 3 by x minus 1. Let me write down. F of x is given as what, friends? X plus 1 by x plus 3 into x minus 1. They are asking the domain. Domain means what? For this function, what are the inputs I can give for this function? So for this, observe here in the denominator, we are having x plus 3 and x minus 5. So if we consider this denominator, I told you, if you are having 1 by f of x, this f of x should not be equal to 0. Okay, this f of x should not be equal to 0. That means what? If I put x is equal to minus 3 here, if I take x plus 3 is equal to 0, x will become what? Equal to minus 3. If I take x minus 5 is equal to 0, I will get x value as what? Equal to 5. If I put x is equal to minus 3, this will become what? Minus 3 plus 3, this will become 0. This entire thing will become 0. Or if I put x is equal to plus 5, 5 minus 5, this will become 0, this entire thing will become 0, this entire denominator will become 0, the function will become not defined. So that means what? You cannot give the value of x as minus 3 and 5. Okay, so that means what? X should not belong to what? X should not belong to minus 3 and 5. X should not belong to minus 3 and 5. That means x should not have the values minus 3 and 5, not just the range. Here we are not talking about the interval. We are telling this number should not be there. X should not take the value of minus 3 and 5. Okay, that means what? It can take any other value. Any other value means what? Set of all real numbers. So from the set of real numbers, if you remove minus 3 and 5, okay, you will get what is that? That is called domain. So what is the option that we are having? So r 3 minus 5. This backslash, this means what? This is nothing but r minus. So this I can write it as what? R backslash, what is this? Minus 3 comma 5. This is what? 3 minus 5? No. Minus 3 comma 5? Yes. This is absolutely correct answer. What is this? 3 comma minus 5? Yes. You have to remove this, but they have included this. Okay, and 3 comma minus 5 is not the answer, that is minus 3 comma 5. That is from the set of all real numbers, if you remove minus 3 and 5, you will get the domain of this function. So that means what? Here minus 3 comma 5 is there. That means you should give this as input. They are telling no, you should not give this as input. So input for this function should be, it can be any number except minus 3 and 5. That is the meaning of r backslash or r minus set of minus 3 comma 5. So for this function, for this you should not give the sugar cane that is having minus 3 and 5. Okay, that is having the number minus 3 and 5, except that you can give any other sugar cane. That is the meaning of it. Okay, clear? Let us move to the next question. Observe here carefully. They are telling, let a function a to b where f of x is given as what? I think I skipped one question. It is question number 3. Okay, all right, let us find. They have given what? A to b is a function where f of x is square root of x square minus 9. Find the domain of the function. They are telling what? F of x is given as what? Square root of the function. So f of x is given like, see, f of x is given like this, square root of x square minus 9. So see here, by your knowledge here, what did I tell you? If the function is of the form, square root of f of x. If the function is of the form square root of f of x, what we should do? F of x, we can take it as greater than or equal to 0. F of x we can take it as what? Greater than or equal to 0. So see here, f of x I will take it as what? Greater than or equal to 0. So this one, what I can take? This is f of x here. This is the function. We are having x square minus 9 should be greater than or equal to 0. X square minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0. These are which form, friends? Which form it is? A square minus b square, that is nothing but what? A plus b into a minus b. Yes, no? So what I can do this? This can be written as what? X minus 3 into x plus 3. This is greater than or equal to 0. This is greater than or equal to 0. So x minus 3 and x plus 3 are greater than or equal to 0. Here the inequality is what? Greater than or equal to 0. The greater than or equal to 0. Or you can use even wavy curve method. You can use even wavy curve method. So see here, if you use a wavy curve method, what we will have? See, if you use a wavy curve method, we will have infinity. This is minus infinity. What are the vanishing points? Here we don't have denominator, so we won't be having discontinuous point. Vanishing points are what? 3 and minus 3. 3 and minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So let us write these values. So we are having only two values, minus 3 and 3. Okay. So we have to write from the right side, that is plus minus plus minus. So it is what? Greater than or equal to 0. So they are focusing on the positive reason. So positive reason. So we have to write this. So this will be what? Minus infinity comma minus 3 union, what is it? 3 comma infinity. 3 comma infinity. Wherever infinity is there, definitely it is open interval. Okay. When we talk about minus 3 and 3, see the vanishing points are what? 3 and minus 3. Okay. Inequality is what? Greater than or equals. Equals is there. So this will become what? Closed interval. And this will also be closed interval. So what is the option, friends? The option is what? Which is the option we have to go? Minus infinity comma minus 3, closed interval. Here there is open interval. Closed interval should get. We should get closed interval. Then what is the option? Minus infinity comma minus 3. This is, both are closed intervals here. We have to go with option D. Clear, friends? This is how you can solve this question. So this is how you have to solve this question. Understood why we are using closed interval? This I have discussed in the previous class where we did wavy curve method. Correct now? Let us go to the next question. Look at this function. Okay, the function is given in such a way that it is of the form square root of f of x. F of x is given within square root of something. Find the domain of the function. So whenever they give, whenever the function is of the form square root of f of x, what you will take? F of x, you will take it as what, friends? F of x you will take it as greater than or equal to 0. F of x will be taken as what? Greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, let us take this. So this will take it as what? X plus 1 into x minus 3 divided by what is it? X into x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Is greater than or equal to 0. Now let us apply wavy curve method. What we will do here? So vanishing points, whatever is in the numerator, that gives us vanishing points. Whatever is in the denominator, that gives us what is it? That gives us discontinuous points. So vanishing points are what? X plus 1 if I equate to 0, I will get minus 1. X minus 3 if I equate to 0, I will get it as what? 3 plus 3. Discontinuous points. So discontinuous point, x if I equate to 0, that is nothing but 0 only. X minus 4 if I equate to 0, I will get 4. Okay, these are discontinuous points. I have told you in the previous class only. Vanishing points, whether they are closed or open interval, depends on the inequality. That is, whether it is greater than 0, less than 0, greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to means it is closed interval. Less than or equal to, then also it is closed interval. If it is only greater than or if it is only less than, then it is open interval. But when it comes to discontinuous point, it does not matter about what the inequality is. It does not matter, it does not depend at all. So when it comes to discontinuous points, it is always open interval. It is always what? Open interval. So please keep this in mind. Denominator whatever we get, they are discontinuous points and they are always open interval. Now let us use the wavy curve method. Let us apply it here. Okay. So this is minus infinity to plus infinity. This is the real line we will be using. So let us put these values here. As per what? As per the ascending order. Then minus 1 comes first here. Minus 1. we are having 0, then what is there? 1, 3, and what we are having? We are having 4. We are having 4. Okay. Now see here what they are telling. This is what we are having. Now we have to write what? Plus, minus. By convention we will start with plus. Plus, minus. By convention, why? Because here there is no negative sign. Here if it is negative sign, we will make it positive. So definitely this will be a positive value. So we have to start from what? Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Yes, no? Plus, minus we got. Now this is greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 means we have to find what? Positive region. Positive region is what? This is a positive region and this is a positive region. Similarly, this is also a positive region. This is also a positive region. So let us write down these positive regions. Okay, let us write down this positive region. See here, is a positive region and these are the positive regions we are having. Yes, no? Now, if you observe this carefully, what we are having? Minus 1, positive region means we are having minus 1 comma 0, because minus 1 comma 0 we are having. So this is minus 1 is what? Minus 1 comma 0. So forget about the interval now, forget about the brackets, let us write down this. Union, what is this? 1 comma 3, 1 comma 3. What is this next? Union, 4 comma infinity, union 4 comma infinity. Now let us put the brackets. Infinity always it is open interval. Okay, discontinuous points are what? 4, so it is open interval. Discontinuous point is 0, open interval. Now let us look at the vanishing points. Vanishing points are 1 and what is it? 1 and what is it we are having? This is what? 1 comma 3, yeah? Plus, minus, plus. Okay, we are having 1, na? Actually here we have done a mistake. Observe carefully. There is no 1 here. There is no 1 here. Okay, let us write it again. Okay, let us write this again, because there is no 1. There is only minus 1. Yes, no? There is only minus 1. So let us take this real line again. Let us take this real line again. So this is what? Minus infinity, plus infinity. Let us arrange these numbers in the ascending order. If I arrange these numbers in the ascending order, what we are having? First we are having minus 1, then we are having 0, then we are having 0, then what we are having? Then we are having 3, then we are having 4. So here this will be plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Yes, no? This is what we are having. Now they are telling greater than or equal to 0, that means what? We have to focus on the positive region. So this is the positive region for us, this is the positive region, this is the positive region. So let us write down these intervals, minus infinity comma minus 1, union, let us put the brackets later. This is what? 0 comma 3, then this one, union, what is it? 4 comma infinity. So wherever infinity will put open bracket or open interval, this is also open bracket. Now wherever discontinuous points are there, we will put what? Open interval, that is discontinuous point is what? 0. So we will put open interval here. Discontinuous point is what? 4. We will put open interval. Now minus 1 and 3 are vanishing points. Vanishing points depends on the inequality. It is greater than or equals. Equals is also there. That means what? We have to put closed interval. This will become closed interval. This will become what? Closed interval. So based on this, if you see, exactly same thing is present in third option. That is the right answer. Exactly same thing is present in the third option, which is nothing but the right answer. Clear, friends? This is how you can solve this question. This is how you can solve this question. Okay, let us proceed further. So modulus function. Here let f of a be a function where f of x is given as square root of 5 times mod x minus x square minus 6. Here modulus function is given. No need to panic. So see here, let us take the function. Here it is of the function is of the what? Square root of f of x. So what we should do? This implies we should take to find domain. F of x should be greater than or equal to 0. So what I should do? So f of x, that is what? 5 times mod x minus x square minus 6. What I should do? Greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. Here I have to do some modifications. So see here, what I will do is mod x, here I will take what? Mod x is equal to x means, here what I will do is, so x square can be written as what? X square can be written as mod x whole square. Why? Because x, if it takes even negative value, on squaring it, it will become positive. X square I can write it as what? Mod x whole square. So this entire thing will become what? 5 times mod x minus mod x whole square minus 6 is greater than or equal to 0. Now this is x square, here I am having minus, I want to eliminate this minus. For this quadratic equation, I have to eliminate this minus. So what I will do? I will write mod x square minus, what is it? I will multiply throughout the equation, with minus. So what I will do? This will become mod x square minus 5 times mod x minus 5 times mod x plus 6 I will get it. On multiplying with minus, this will become minus, this will become plus, and this will become plus. Okay, that is what I got. Now on multiplying with minus, this inequality will reverse, that is it will change. So greater than or equal to 0 will become what? Will become less than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 will become what? Less than or equal to 0. Now let us solve this question. So we are having what? Mod x square minus 5 times mod x plus 6 is less than or equal to 0. Instead of taking mod x, let us take mod x is equal to y. Let us take mod x is equal to y. So this equation will become what? This equation will become y square minus 5y plus 6 is less than or equal to 0. Now on factorizing this, what I will get? Y minus 2 into y minus 3 I will be getting. Y minus 2 into y minus 3 I will be getting on factorizing this, that is by solving this quadratic equation you will be getting this. Now less than or equal to 0. Now you have to apply the wavy curve method or whatever you want to apply, you have to apply for this inequality, not for this one. Okay, because here the inequality is changed from greater than or equal to 0 to less than or equal to 0 because you multiplied with minus. So y minus 2, y minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Less than or equal to 0 means what I can write? Y minus 2 and y minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. So what I should write here? Let us use the wavy curve method itself. So what we can do here? So we will have what? Vanishing points will be what? Vanishing points will be y minus 2 if I equal to 0 I will get 2 and y minus 3 if I equal to 0 I will get 3. Okay, these are the vanishing points. These are less than or equal to 0. So there are no discontinuous points. So let me arrange this on the real line. This will become what? Minus infinity. This is what? Plus infinity. Okay, if I arrange this, what I am having? Plus, minus, plus. So they are asking what? They are asking less than or equal to 0 means they are asking this region. So this region means I should write what? 2 comma 3. Okay, 2 comma 3. This inequality is what? Less than or equal to. So this will become what? Closed interval. So y belongs to 2 comma 3. Closed interval 2 comma 3. So y belongs to means here I can write mod x belongs to what? Mod x belongs to 2 comma 3. Okay, mod x belongs to 2 comma 3. So domain you are not going to give in terms of mod x. Domain always you are going to give in terms of x. Domain always keep this in mind. Domain means what? You are going to give the value of x. You are going to give the value of x. Okay, f of x means in that you are going to give the, see, if I write y is equal to f of x, in the previous class itself I told you this is output. Okay, this is output, this is function. Okay, and this is what we are giving, this is input. Okay, this input is called as what? Domain. Is called as what? Domain. This is output, this is range. This is range. Now I am getting in terms of mod x. Here it is not f of mod x, here it is f of x. So I have to find out x, not mod x. So what we will do is, here there is a property of modulus function which I will discuss elaborately when I discuss in the day after tomorrow's class, where I will be discussing about modulus function, all these things. Modulus function, there is a property, if modulus functions belongs to closed interval a comma b, then x belongs to, what happens is x belongs to, see here, then x will belong to, okay, same as it is you write it a comma b, okay, and it will get folded like this, union, it will become what? B comma a within closed bracket minus and minus you should do. A comma b will become what? B comma a. Okay, union b comma a. Okay, but minus will also be there because modulus can take positive and negative value. Okay, x mod x can become what? Minus x and plus x. So this will become what? Minus a minus b minus a union a comma b within closed interval, closed interval. Now if I apply this for this question, what will x belong to? X will belong to, what is it? X will belong to, see here, 2 comma 3 as it is. Okay, here union will come, here we will have what? 3 comma 2 along with the negative sign. So this is the final answer, friends. So x will belong to what? If they ask, this is the final answer. X will belong to, if they ask, this is the final answer, friends. Minus 3 comma minus 2 union 2 comma 3. So they are asking x value, not the mod x value. So that is why I took up this function or took up this question for you to understand how the modulus function works. So this is one key step you have to remember, or you have to internalize. But don't worry, I will be discussing this again when I talk about the various, what is that? Special functions, that is modulus function, gradation integer function, fractional function, logarithmic function, exponential function. About this only we will be having in one class, that is day after tomorrow's class. Clear? Now let us proceed. So see here, they were given a to b is a function where f of x is square root of something. Again we are having modulus function, but we will take mod x as what? Equal to y. Okay, or y is equal to mod x, we will be taking it. Now see here what we are having. So square root of f of x we are having, square root of f of x. What we will be doing? Square root of f of x means we will take f of x as what? Greater than 0. F of x will take it as what? Greater than 0. We should take greater than or equal to 0. So the function will become what? This implies, what happens to this? This implies mod x minus 1, okay, into mod x minus 3 by mod x minus 4 will become what? Greater than or equal to 0. We'll put what? We'll put what? Y is equal to mod x. So this implies what we'll have? This will become y minus 1 into y minus 3 divided by y minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, is greater than or equal to 0. Now we will apply what? Now we will apply wavy curve method. So we are having numerator and we are having denominator. So what we will have? Numerator, whatever we will write it as what? Vanishing point. Y minus 1, if I equal to 0, I will get what? Y is equal to 1. Y minus 3, if I equal to 0, I will get y is equal to 3. And discontinuous points, that is d, y minus 4, if I equal to 0, I will get it as 4. Okay, this is what we got. Now let us apply wavy curve method for y. So this is what? Minus infinity, this is plus infinity we are having. Okay, what are the values that we are having? 1, 3, 4. We have to arrange them in ascending order. 1, 3 and 4. This is what we are having. Correct now? This is what we are having. Now we have to put the signs, that is here this will be plus, this will be minus, this will be plus and this is minus. Correct now? Now this is what? Greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 means what? They are asking about the positive reason. So this is the positive reason for us and this is also the positive reason. So write the intervals for that. Okay, don't worry about the, what is that bracket? First write the intervals. 1 comma 3 union, what is this? What is this we are having? 4 comma infinity, union 4 comma infinity we are having. 1 comma 3 union 4 comma infinity we are having. 1 comma 3 union 4 comma infinity we are having. Now let us look at the brackets. So greater than or equal to 0 means vanishing point should have what? Closed interval. So this will become what? Closed interval. This will become a 4 is what? Discontinuous point, open interval. Infinity is open interval. This is what we will have. Okay, what they are talking about here? They are talking about y belongs to. Y means what? Mod x belongs to this. Y is nothing but equal to mod x. Mod x belongs to 1 comma 3. Okay, union. What is that? Open interval 4 comma infinity. This is what we are having. Open interval 4 comma infinity. This is what we are having, friends. So this is what we are having. Now we have to find out where x belongs to. Now we have to find out where x belongs to. Mod x belongs to this. Then x will belong to what? X will belong to this entire thing and it will flip. This entire thing will flip. Okay. So first write down this. 1 comma 3 union, what is it? 4 comma infinity. This entire thing will flip like this. So this will become what? Infinity comma 4. Okay, infinity comma 4 union, what is this? Infinity comma 4 union, what is this? 3 comma 1. This entire thing union. This entire thing union. But here we will have what? Negative sign, minus, minus 4, minus 3, minus 1. That's all. This is the final answer, friends. This is the final answer. See, this entire thing we are flipping it. If I flip this, first what I will get? Infinity comma 4, 3 comma 1. Okay, but again along with negative sign, minus infinity, minus 4, minus 3, minus 1. 1 comma 3, this C. That is what we did here. A comma B, we will flip it like this, B comma A it will become, and we have to put negative sign. That is what we did here. Okay, that is what we did here. Clear, friends? Let us go to the next one. So see here they have given log function. They have given what? Log function. Here in log function you have to keep this in mind. See here, whenever they give f of x is equal to, okay, log of let us take, instead of f of x, let us take g of x. If they give g of x is equal to log of f of x to the base a, okay, if this base a is greater than 0, what you will take? If base a is greater than 0, you will take f of x you will take it as what? Greater than or equal to 0. F of x you will take it as what? Greater than or equal to 0. Okay. If base a is less than 0, you will take inequality will change. F of x will become what? Less than or equal to 0. F of x will become what? Less than or equal to 0. F of x will become what? Less than or equal to 0. Keeping this in mind, let us start this question. F of x is given as what? Log of x minus 1 to the base 0.3. Okay, to the base 0.3. So observe carefully. Here a is what? Here a is 0.3, which is clearly which is clearly, what is it? Which is clearly less than, which is clearly less than, what is it? This is clearly less than 1. Correct na? Let us take one more question, see here. See here, just clearly less than 1. This should be not greater than 0, it should be greater than 1. A should be greater than 1, I told you. And here A is less than 1. Here A is less than 1. Here A is less than 1. Now, based on this, let us take up this question. Better we will take up this question. Okay, we will take up this question, same example. So, see here, f of x is given as what? F of x is given as log x minus 1, okay, to the base 0.3 is greater than 1. Here this value, a value is less than 1, a value is less than 1. So, what will happen? The inequality will flip. So, we will write it as what? We will write it as what? Log x minus 1, okay, to the base 0.3. 0.3 you will take it to the RHS, you will take it as what? 0.3 to the power of 1. 0.3 to the power of 1 you will take it. Okay, 0.3 to the power of 1 you will be taking it. 0.3 to the power of 1 you will be taking it. Okay. Now, since it is less than 1, what will happen? This inequality greater than 1 will become less than 1. This inequality greater than 1 will become less than 1. Why? Because this a value is less than 1. 0.3 to the power of 1 is nothing but 0.3 only. Now, what we are having? Log of x minus 1 is less than 0.3. Okay, this is what we are having. Correct now? So, we will take what? We will take, if you are taking like this, we will have only this. We will have only this, we will have only x minus 1, we will have only x minus 1. Why? See, if I am having log x to the base a is equal to y, if I write a to the power of I, we are having only x. Similarly, if I am writing 0.3 to the power of 1, I am having only x minus 1. So, I am having only x minus 1. So, x minus 1 is less than 0.3, 0.3 to the power of 1 is 0.3 only. So, x is less than 0.3 plus 1. So, x is less than what? X is less than, okay, 0.3 plus 1 is what? 1.3. X is less than 1.3. X is less than 1.3 means what is the value of x, or where does x belongs to? So, x will belong to less than 1.3 means you will write it as what? Open interval minus infinity comma 1.3. Open interval minus infinity comma 1.3. So, this is the place where x belongs to. This is the place where x belongs to. Directly I am writing without the Wavy-Cobb method. No need to write Wavy-Cobb method here. Directly we will write like this, less than. Okay. Let us go to the next question. Let us go to the next question, friends. So, they are telling here, observe carefully, they are telling here, okay, f of x is given as what? Log square root of something. So, we are having square root of f of x. First thing what we should take? First thing we should take, f of x should be greater than or equal to 0, and this f of x is log function. F of x is log function here. Okay. Then log function means, log of f of x means this f of x should be greater than 0. This f of x should be greater than 0. So, there are two things. So, first what we will take? Log of x square minus 3 to the base 3, what we will take it is greater than or equal to 0, we will take it. Here what is the value of a? A value is what? A value is 3. So, here a value is greater than 1. So, a value is greater than 1 means inequality will never change, it will not change, it will keep it as it is. So, if I write like this, this will become what? X square minus 3, okay, is greater than 1 to the 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 0. 3 to the power of 0 we are taking. X square minus 3, okay, is greater than or equal to 3 to the power of 0. This is what we are having. Now, x square minus 3, I can write it as what? X square minus 3 is greater than or equal to, what is this I am having? 3 to the power of 0 means what? It is nothing but 1. It is nothing but 1, friends. It is nothing but 1. Now, what I can do further? X square minus 3, what I will do? This 1 I will bring it to LHS. This will become what? Minus 3 minus 1. This will become x square minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So, x square minus 4 is of the form what? A square minus b square. This can be written as what? A plus b into a minus b. So, this I can write as what? X minus 2 into x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. We got what? X minus 2 into x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. This is what we got. Okay, this is what we got. Okay. Now, what we can write? See here, x minus 2, x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, here for this I can write directly x belongs to what? This is a positive value. X belongs to what I can write it? X belongs to closed interval, because greater than or equal to 0 means I should use closed interval. X belongs to minus 2 comma 2. X belongs to minus 2 comma 2. X belongs to minus 2 comma 2. Now, one more thing is, since it is a log function, f of x should be greater than 0. F of x should be greater than 0. That means what? F of x should be greater than 0 means this x square minus 3 should be greater than 0. This x square minus 3 should be greater than 0. Yes or no? This x square minus 3 should be greater than 0. Now, this I can simplify it as what? This is also of the form a square minus b square, where a is x and b is root 3. So, I can write it as what? X plus root 3 into x minus root 3. X plus root 3 into x minus root 3. This is greater than 0. X plus root 3 and x minus root 3. This is greater than 0. Yes, no? X plus root 3 and x minus root 3. This is greater than 0. So, what we can write here? This is greater than 0 means what we can write? X plus root 3, x minus root 3 is greater than 0. If you want, we can apply wavy curve method. Is greater than 0 means what we can do? So, we can write that x belongs to directly we can write it as what? X belongs to directly we can write it as minus root 3 comma plus root 3 open interval. Since the what is this? This is vanishing points. Root 3 and minus root 3 are vanishing points, and inequality is what? Greater than 0. So, we will write open interval. So, we will write open interval. Now what we have to do? Now, we have to combine these two. Okay. Now, just we have to take the intersection of these two. So, how to take the intersection of these two? Just write the wavy curve method. Just use the wavy curve method. Okay. If you don't know how to do it directly, just use the wavy curve method. This is what? Minus infinity. This is plus infinity. What are the values we are having here? This is minus 2 we are having, arranging ascending order, minus 2, and we are having what? Minus root 3. Minus root 3 is a bigger value than minus 2. I will write what? Minus root 3, I will write it here. And then what we are having? We are having root 3, plus root 3 will be here, and we will be having 2 here. We will be having 2 here. So, x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, this is what we are having. So, first thing what we are having? Minus 2 to plus 2 we are having this. Minus 2 to plus 2 we are having this. And then we are having what? And then we are having minus root 3 to plus root 3. Minus root 3 to plus root 3. Correct? No? Minus root 3 to plus root 3. So, instead of writing this directly, what I can write? Instead of writing this directly, what I can write? I can write it as x belongs to minus infinity comma minus root 3 union x belongs to root 3 comma infinity. Okay. If I use wavy curve method, I can write this directly. Now, see here, another line is what? Another line we are having this. So, this is what we are having, minus root 3 to infinity. This is what? Plus root 3 to infinity. Now, we have to take the intersection of this. The intersection of this is what? Two lines passing. Two lines are passing here. Two lines are passing here. That is here. These two lines are passing. These two lines are passing. So, we have to take this. So, we have to take this as the. Now, we have to take this as the domain. So, x belongs to what? I am intersection. I am taking what? I am taking the intersection of this one. Okay. I am taking the intersection of this one and this one. Okay. If I take the intersection of these two, I am getting what? I am getting minus 2 comma minus root 3 union. What is that? Root 3 comma 2. So, minus root 3 is what? It is open interval, and root 3 is open interval. Minus 2 is what? Minus 2 is closed interval, plus 2 is closed interval. So, this is the values we will get for this question. So, domain of this is the values. Clear, friends? This is the way you can solve this question. Clear, friends? Next, let us solve some questions on domain and range which have come in your actual exam, that is state entrance exam, that is EAPCET exam, AP EAPCET, Telangana EAPCET, even in JEE mains it has come. So, let us take this question. Let us see the utility of what is that? Finding the domain. So, they are asking directly the domain of the real valued function, square root of 9 minus square root of x square minus f of x. So, here we are having double square root. So, see here we are having something double square root here. So, 9 minus what we are having? X square minus 144. So, let us take the first thing. Let us take this entire thing as one function. This will be greater than 0. This will be greater than or equal to 0. Then we will take what? Then we will take this as another function embedded here. This should also be greater than or equal to 0. So, let us take it one by one. Friends. So, we are having what? First thing we will take what? 9 minus square root of x square minus 144 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. 9 minus square root of x square minus 144 is greater than or equal to 0. Next thing is what we will take? This x square minus 144. Okay. This x square minus 144, what is within this inside square root, that should also be greater than or equal to 0. Now, see here what I can do. This 9 I can send it that side. Okay. This 9 I can send it that side. What it will become? If I send this 9 that side, minus square root of x square minus 144, okay, will become what? Will become equal to, or let us see, in this I am having minus here, I am having minus here. So what I will do, I will multiply throughout by minus, I will multiply throughout by minus, so that I eliminate this minus. So this will become what, minus 9, okay, plus square root of x square minus 144. If I am multiplying with minus, this inequality will become what, greater than or equal to 0, will become what, less than or equal to 0, will become what, less than or equal to 0. Okay, this inequality will become what, less than or equal to 0. Okay, now what will happen, this minus 9 I will send it to RHS. So I will write what, x square minus 144 is less than or equal to 0. Instead of that minus 9, if I send it that side, it will become plus 9. Now I have to remove this square root. So what I will do, I will do squaring on both sides, squaring on both sides. So that will become what, if I square on both sides, I will get what, see, observe carefully. If I square on both sides, I will have square root of x square minus 144 is less than or equal to 9 whole square, this entire thing whole square. So this implies what I will have, I will be having here x square minus 144, okay, is less than or equal to 81. This is what I would be having, x square minus 144 is less than or equal to 81. This is what I will be having. Let me do this later. Okay, let me do this later. Now taking this here, let me take this here, let me take this here and do it. So I hope it is clear till here. X square minus 144 is less than or equal to 81, squaring on both sides. So what we will do, we will send this 144 that side, or we can do further manipulation here. Okay, so what we will do is this 81 we will bring it to LHS only. So x square minus 144 minus 81, what it will become, less than or equal to 0. So x square minus 144 minus 81, 144 minus 81 will become what, minus 225 is less than or equal to 0. X square minus 144 minus 81 will become what, 225. X square minus 225 is less than or equal to 0. So this is of which form? This is of the form a square minus b square. I can write it as what, a plus b into a minus b, a plus b into a minus b, I can write it. So this can be written as what, x plus square root of 225 is what, I can write it as 15, x plus 15 into x minus 15. So that is less than or equal to 0, that is less than or equal to 0. X plus 15 minus x plus 15 into x minus 15 is less than or equal to 0. So less than or equal to 0 I am having, okay, less than or equal to 0 I am having. So less than or equal to 0 means x belongs to what, x belongs to, for this one I can write it as what, open interval minus infinity to minus 15, okay, 15 should be closed interval because 15 is vanishing point, and here it is less than or equal to union, what we are having, closed interval plus 15 comma infinity. This is what we will be having, this is what we will be having for this one, for this one. Further we are having what, inside function is there, x square minus 144. Let us take that x square minus 144, okay, let us write this as 1. I am writing elaborately. See, in the competitive exam where it is objective type, you don't have to do all these steps. So in a very shortcut method you can do, but I am telling you elaborately so that you understand each and every concept and each and every step clearly. So x square minus 144, see, this function is greater than or equal to 0, but another square root is there, that should also be greater than or equal to 0. So x square minus 144 is also greater than or equal to 0. So this I can write as what, a plus b into a minus b, that is x minus 12 into x plus 12 is greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0. So this I can write it as what, x belongs to, okay, minus infinity comma plus 12, okay, plus 12 closed interval, because not plus 12, I should write it as minus, this will be x belongs to minus infinity minus 12 closed interval, because this is what, greater than or equal to 0, union closed interval plus 12 comma infinity, plus 12 comma infinity, plus 12 comma infinity. This is what we will have, this is what we will have, friends. Now 1 and 2, I should do what, I should do intersection, I should do what, intersection, okay, I should do what, intersection. For this intersection, let us write down the points here, in the form of wavy curve method. This will be minus infinity and this will be plus infinity, friends. Okay, this will be plus infinity. What are the points we are having? Minus 15, arrange them in ascending order, minus 15, minus 12, okay, plus 12 and plus 15 we are having. So first this one is what, minus 15 minus infinity, this is what we are having. Okay, next what we are having, 15 and plus infinity, then what we are having, minus 12 minus infinity, is this one, plus 12 and infinity is this one. Now if you see, wherever the region we are having, that is having two lines passing through it, two lines passing through it is, what are the regions that we have? So here we are having two lines passing through it. See here, this is the region, we are having two lines passing through it. Correct? No, this is the region we are having two lines passing through it. Whatever the regions that we are having two lines passing through it. So it is passing through this one. Okay, and where else it is passing two lines? Where else it is passing two lines? Just wait, we have to see for, let us apply this here. So just wait, before writing this, let us apply for this one. What they are telling, this should be less than or equal to 0 means they are asking for negative region. They are asking for negative region. They are asking for negative region. Negative region, see, first let us write down plus minus plus minus. Okay, let us write down plus minus plus minus. So before writing this, see here, if you apply directly, what you will get is, see, minus 15 minus 12 union 12 comma 15. Directly we will be getting this. If you apply directly union, the infinity will not be there. So see here, if you look at this, okay, minus 15 minus 12, if you see, minus 15 minus 12, see here what is happening? Minus 15 is included here also. See, minus 15 is included here also, and minus 15 is included here also. Here what about this? 12 is included here also. See, 15 minus 12, 15 comma infinity, what is happening? 12 is included here, yes or no? 12 is not included here. Okay, 12 is not included here. What about here? 12 is not included here. So if you write this here, what is happening is minus 15 comma infinity. If I write it here, see what we are having is, see here, we are having, observe carefully, what we wrote is completely correct. So this is the thing, we are having, this is the thing, and this is the thing, and we are having this as the thing. Now if you see, okay, what are the common regions? If you see, okay, what are the common regions? If you see clearly, okay, by using this we can say that, okay, first option is the correct answer. First option is the correct answer. So see here, we are having these values. So 15 is included here, okay, minus 15 is included here. So minus 15 is included here, and 15 is also included here. In the both the places they are included. That means you can go directly to this. No need to use this wavy curve method. Directly you can go with this. No need to use the wavy curve method. So no need to use the wavy curve method. So the option we are having is x belongs to, we can write directly, x belongs to minus 15 comma minus 12, minus 15 comma minus 12 union minus 12, 12 comma 15. So that is the first option is the correct answer, friends. First option is the correct answer. This is the way we can solve this question. Please go through this once. Please go through this once, all of you. Okay, please go through this once, all of you. Let us see some more questions. Okay, all of you please observe this question. All of you please observe this question. A is a subset of Z and the function f a is defined by f of x is given by 1 by square root of 64 minus 0.5 to the power of 24 plus x minus x square. Then the sum of all absolute values of elements of a. Absolute values of elements of a they are asking. So first of all, it is given, it is of the form what? 1 by square root of f of x, yes or no? 1 by square root of f of x means we will take it as what? F of x is greater than 0, we will take it. Okay, we will not take equals. F of x is greater than 0. That means what? We will take 64. 0.5 I can write as what? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 to the power of what? 24 plus x minus x square. This is what is, what we will take it? It is greater than 0, we will take it. It is greater than 0, we will take it. Further what we should do? Think about the steps that we can do further. Think about the steps that we can do further. See, just by the knowledge of domain, they are giving questions from, questions in EAPCET exam 2024 AP they have given, TS they have given, 2025 also they have given, and today's exam in the morning session also they have given questions from domain. So that is the importance of domain when it comes to your competitive exams. So 2 if I take it upside, this will become what? 64. See 2, see 1 by a, if I take it upside, this will become what? A to the power of minus 1. Similarly 2 to the power of minus 1, it will become 2 to the power of minus, this will become what? 24 plus x minus x square, it will become what? Greater than 0. Now 64 I can write as what? 2 power 6. See 2 power 6 is what? 64 minus what I am having? Minus if I send it inside, this will become what? Minus if I multiply. So minus into minus is plus x square. Okay, minus x minus 24. What I am having? This is greater than 0. This is greater than 0, friends. So this is greater than 0. Now what will happen? Minus 2 x square minus what I am having? Minus x minus 24. Okay, what I am having? 2 power 6. Correct? No, 2 power 6 I am having. Okay, 2 power 6 minus 2 x square minus x minus 24. This is what I am having. So 2 power 6 is there. What I can do? This 2 power 6 I can send it to RHS. If I send it to RHS, what I will be having? What I will be having? 2 to the this will become 2 minus 2 power 6. This will become minus 2 power 6. This will become minus 2 power 6. Correct? Na? This will become minus 2 power 6. What I can do? Both the sides I can cancel what? I can cancel minus. Here I can cancel minus. No need to change the inequality. So this will become what? These bases are same. Powers I can equate. Powers I can equate how? So x square minus x minus 24. I cannot write equal to 6. Since it is greater than 6, this will also be greater than 6. X square minus x minus 24 is greater than 6. So what I can write it? For 24, what I can write is x square minus x minus 24 I am having. X square minus x minus 24, what are the factors? What are the factors I can write x minus 24? X square minus x minus 24. I should get the product as 24 and sum as minus 1. What I can do it? 24. Think correctly. X square minus x minus 24. X square minus x minus 24. So what are the factors we are having? X square minus x minus 24. What we can do? This is basic quadratic equation solution. How to solve the quadratic equation? (24) can be written as what? (24) can be written as what? Just think about it. 24 can be written as what? See here, what we can do further. See how you can factorize like that. See this 6, if you bring it this side, this will become minus 30. This will be greater than 0. Now you can factorize. Okay, what I am telling is how to solve the quadratic equation. Minus 24 is there, means bring this 6 this side, so it will become minus 30. So what I can do? X square minus 6x plus 5x minus 30 is greater than 0. So what are the factors that I will be having? This I can write it as what? I am just solving the quadratic equation. X into x minus 6. What I can do here? Plus 5 into x minus 6 I will be having is greater than 0. So what are the factors that I will be having? This I can write it as what? X minus 6 into what is it? X plus 5. What is it? It is greater than 0. It is greater than 0. So what I will have? I will be having minus 5 comma 6. I will be having minus 5 comma 6. Okay, I will be having minus 5 comma 6 in open interval. I will be having. So I can write what? X belongs to minus 5 comma 6. X belongs to minus 5 comma 6 open interval. They are telling what? Find the sum of all the absolute values of a. Absolute values of a. First values of a are what? This is what? Minus 5 to 6 means I should write the values minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because minus 5 and 6 are not included because this is open interval. Absolute values means ignore the sign. Ignore the sign and take the values. That is, this will be, instead of minus 4, this will be plus 4, this will be 3, this will be 2, and this will be 1. This will anyways be 0. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we should take the sum of all of this. That will be what? 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay, 10. This will be what? 11, 13, 16, 20, 25. So the sum will be what? Equal to 25. The sum will be equal to 25, which is third option. Absolute values. Sum of all the absolute values means you should take the values between minus 5 and minus 6. Minus 5 and 6 you should not include because this is open interval. Please keep that in mind. And as per that, if you take the sum, absolute values means you should ignore the sign. We should take only the positive values. That means this negative will become positive, absolute values of A. Then if you add it, you will get the absolute value, sum of the absolute values of elements of A, that is nothing but we will get it as 25. Clear friends? Did you understand the utility of domain? So this is how we will be solving the questions to find the domain. So in the next class we will be solving some more questions on domain, and then we will be going to solve very important questions, and first I will discuss the concept of range and very important questions of range. Based on the range we will be discussing. Alright friends, thank you. Let's meet in the tomorrow session.